Hey everybody, welcome back to this next video in our series on which vehicle is best to live in for full timing. Today we're going to look at box truck conversion. That's kind of a niche in the full timing world, but it's it definitely could be a viable option. It can be a cool option and an alternative to like a Class C basically. One of the good things about going with a box truck conversion is that it's a commercial vehicle that's built to last. So you got a solid truck to start with. It's also gives you a blank slate to start with. You're starting with a shell in the back, and sort of like with a cargo trailer, and it's just an empty shell. You can do whatever you want with it and make it exactly the way you want it to be. Stealth can be great in a box truck conversion, particularly if you don't do a lot of exterior modifications. At least if you're planning on parking anywhere commercial vehicles will be expected. If you're parking in a residential neighborhood that doesn't usually have commercial vehicles, you may attract attention to yourself. But there's plenty of places you can park a box truck and not really attract any attention because they're parked in lots of places in cities at night. Ground clearance is usually good on box trucks, another advantage. A lot of RVs and vans, not so much cargo vans, but other conversion vans, tend to have low ground clearance. Minivans are low ground clearance. A lot of RVs have really low ground clearance. So with a box truck, you can get more ground clearance, which is really convenient when you're on rutted or rocky BLM and Forest Service roads. You also should be able to get no problem finding a box truck with enough height in the back that you can stand up and walk around comfortably. And that's really nice, be able to walk around in your home on wheels. And it's especially important for people who have back problems or other mobility issues to just be able to walk around like that. One of the bad things about a box truck conversion, fuel efficiency is generally not going to be great. There are some exceptions to trucks that'll do better, but generally you're not going to get great mileage out of a box truck. So if that's important to you, something to keep in mind. Security may be a consideration. Some have pass-throughs. Okay, you might have to go on your hands and knees, but you can get through from the back right into the cab and drive away if you need to, if you're in a situation where you're not comfortable. If that's a concern for you, definitely look for one with a pass-through. Otherwise, you have to go out of the box in the back and around to the driver's side to get in and drive away. The doors are generally locked and latched from outside of a box truck, like in a cargo trailer. So if you're going to use it as an RV, as your house, you may want to, you'll need to figure out how to either latch them from inside or possibly replace the door altogether so you have a door that opens and closes from both sides. Maintenance costs can be higher on a cargo or a box truck than on like a regular van, for example. They're commercial vehicles, so you may have to take them to a truck shop to get worked on, at least for some things, and then you're going to pay higher rates for that. Things like wheels and brakes, and they're all bigger and heavier, so they can be solid trucks that are built to last, but when you do have to have them worked on, the cost may be higher than a similar repair in a in a passenger van or something. Even an oil change can be a lot more money on a commercial truck. Boondocking with a cargo truck, it'll be hit and miss. I mean, you're gonna have the ground clearance, which is good. So in the desert, it's probably not gonna be much of an issue. You start trying to take a converted box truck into some of the Forest Service roads, though, and you're going to find places where the limbs are too low or the trees are in too close, and you may have problems getting larger vehicles through. So the size of the vehicle is what would be the impact with boondocking. The higher it is or the wider it is, potentially the more problems you may run into with places that are hard to get into. But if you're sticking to places that are established campgrounds or like in the desert, you probably shouldn't have a problem with boondocking in a box truck. It's also worth considering the insurance and licensing issues with a box truck. It's a commercial vehicle, so you may, it varies by state, whether you can easily transfer the title from a commercial vehicle to and have it changed to a passenger vehicle or an RV. Some states make it pretty easy, others make it nearly impossible. If you have to go with keep it as a commercial title, then you have to have commercial insurance on it, which will likely be more expensive than regular private auto insurance as well. So something to look at that way before you buy a box truck. If it's still commercial registered or commercially titled, make sure that you're going to be able to do what you need with it when you get it. So that's about it for box truck conversions. You know, it's a commercial vehicle, so you can get a solid truck with good ground clearance, and you know, it's a blank slate in the back. You can build it out just the way you want it, which does mean you have to build it out the way you want it, right? So you know, it's not going to be move-in ready unless your idea of move-in ready is a cot or a sleeping bag, or an air mattress on a sleeping bag. But, you know, if you're willing to, and able to throw in a little work and build it out the way you want it, you can insulate it as well as you want. You can, you know, make it as plush or as basic as you want. Whatever suits you, you can do it. You can put in exactly what you want in that truck and have a good solid, you know, truck that's basically comparable to a Class C RV, except for it's built out the way you want it. So I hope you got some ideas in this video that might help you out if you're trying to decide which vehicle might work well for you for full timing, which one might be the best option. Then, you know, a cargo truck conversion is one option that you can think about. In our next video, we're going to consider school bus conversions, both the short buses and the full bus size buses. You know, so I hope you'll want to see that. In the meantime, you know, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. This is about going to be, you know, we're looking at about a dozen different types of vehicles in this series, so I'm sure you'll want to see more than one anyways. And also in the description I'll include a link to the playlist so you can hit that and see all the videos that are in this series. So we'll talk to you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.